In today's Google Sheet video, we will explore how operators work. What are the mathematical operators? Plus, minus, multiplication, and division. These are the four mathematical operators: plus operator, minus operator, or multiplication operator, or division operator. We will see how they work. We will also see how we normally sum things up in Google Sheet. Let's start with the operators. Normally, when you write a formula or a function, you start with equal sign. At the top or here is the same thing. This is where it shows the formula written on this cell. So you start with an equal sign, then you select or write the address of the particular cell that you want to do whatever operation there is to do. In this case, we will be adding these cells individually because we are going to use the plus or additional operator. So the cell address is E2. E is the column name, 2 is the row name. So then plus, then you select the other cell or write the address of the other cell like so. The third one is E3. Is it? No, E4. Plus, selecting is easier than writing, or I don't want to select this for whatever reason, then you press enter. I don't want this autofill because this is the sum I want. What you see here is color indicators. Each cell is indicated by different color. How is this helpful? You see, this color corresponds to this particular color. So you know that this is the cell it is referring to. This is the cell this one is referring to. Then the last one, this light blue, is this one. So when you use this plus or additional operator, you have the advantage of seeing which cell you have picked. But the problem is when there are lots of cells that you have to add, this is very limiting. You cannot really do this because there may be some cells you have skipped while clicking. See, maybe I forgot to click this one. Who knows? That is why this is good for small number of cells, but a very big sheet or lots of cells where there are lots of cells involved, sum is better option, sum function. So if I click enter, it gives me the result. So this is how you add things. This is one way. Then the subtraction, of course, you start with equal sign, you select a particular cell, then you want to subtract this cell with another cell. This is being subtracted from here. Then you can add another subtraction, say this one. So you know which cells you have selected equal to this. Now you can see this 1 million from this 1,025,000 has been subtracted, so the result is this. This is how subtraction operator works. Now, similarly, multiplication, this equals to the cell multiplied by any number, say 2. You can multiply with any of this number also, but in this case it is not relevant, but for the sake of this example, let's multiply one cell with another, or even more. This is going to be a very big number, so this 3 has been multiplied and the result is this, and the color indicator shows which cells have been selected. And the same way, this cell divided by this cell is this is the result. So these are the how you use the mathematical operators. Now let's see how sum function work. As always, you start with an equal sign, then the name of the function, in this case this is sum, and within the bracket you specify the range of cells that you want sum of. In this case, this is the range starts from E2 to E17. You specify the range like so: the starting cell colon the end cell. Everything within these and the last one all are added together. You can put the bracket in the bracket or not. It will give you the result. I don't need the rest of the results because this gives me the sum of all these cells. Now if you click here, you can see which range you have selected. You can also individually say select each cell like before without the addition sign, and so on and so forth. This is cumbersome, let's not do the whole thing, but you can see what I mean. You have the color indicator if you are selecting individual cells within the sum function, but as I said, you can make mistakes like this. Usually you select the range or even multiple ranges like this one, and then comma this range, comma this individual cell. This gives you result of the only the selected cells. So this is how sum function works. Now as with subtraction, you have to use minus, like say, sorry, this is where I want the result to be, so equal to say this cell minus this cell. Now can I use any other function? Say subtraction. There are no subtraction function. What you can use is a sum function, but this sum function can only add. But if you want to subtract any value, that value has to have negative sign in front of it, like this value f3. So I want to subtract f3 from E3. What do I have to do? Select the first value, comma, the second value. See the result? It has subtracted. Although I have used this sum function, it has actually subtracted because the second value is a negative value, not a positive value. So it's subtracted. So I have to add I have to put a negative sign in front of this particular value. So now this is a negative value. Now if I sum this up, equals to sum this comma this. See, it's subtracted. So this is how you subtract using sum function. That's all for today.